In our last session, we read a letter from a woman who was able to love most people but was having a difficult time dealing with her parents and siblings, who were critical and controlling. I explained that she was being unreasonable to expect love from her family just because they were related by blood, and I suggested that she had other options. Now, back to the writer of the letter. Instead of demanding real love from people who obviously don't have it, practice telling the truth about yourself to friends, just a little at a time, and you will find people who will unconditionally accept and love you. The book Real Love will give you examples of what it looks like to tell the truth about yourself. You will never find those unconditionally loving people until you actually exercise some faith and start being honest. Then, when you get enough real love, you won't be bothered by anyone, a member of your family, for example, who can't give you what you want in a given moment. In the meantime, while you're learning how to find real love, what can you do with your parents? First, before you go over to visit them or talk to them on the phone, repeat to yourself over and over, they cannot love me. They just don't know how. And I've got to quit expecting them to give me what they don't have. I will not milk the bull. When you really understand that they really don't have real love to give you, you'll begin to lose your expectations, and eventually you'll be able to give them some of the love you have. Clearly, you have some ability to love your parents as they are because you said that you do pretty well with them for an hour or so. When you finally get anxious or irritated or withdrawn, you're just discovering the point where you're not loving enough to keep dealing with that much stress. Don't see it as a setback, but as information about how much love you have. Be grateful for how much you have, instead of feeling bad for what you don't have. The key is not to get to the point where you get completely emptied out and start using getting and protecting behaviors. That's just not good for anybody, you or them. So before you visit with them, do two things. First, determine exactly how long you're going to be there. You might decide, for example, that you feel loving enough to be there for 2 hours. Staying there longer than you're able when you know it will lead to unhappiness for you and them is just stupid. Then tell them ahead of time how long you'll be there. If they argue with you about it, which is common, parents often say something like, "Oh, well, we thought you were going to spend the whole evening," and stuff like that. Just tell them that it's all the time you have. If they push for more explanation, just repeat yourself and tell them you're looking forward to your visit. When you know how long you're going to be there, you'll find it easier to accept what happens. It's an established psychological fact that we can tolerate pain or stress much better if we know when it will end. You'll know that you have a prearranged time when you can leave and recharge your batteries. Second, remind yourself that when you visit them, you're not tolerating them or putting up with them. Instead, you're giving them your time, whether it's by phone or in person, as a gift, as a loving gift without conditions. The next time you visit, for example, you could give them an hour of your time to use in whatever way they wish. When you can remember that it's an unconditional gift, you can more easily allow them to be critical or irritated during that time. It's their time to use. As you get more real love in your life, you'll be able to accept their behavior more easily and for longer periods of time.